Well, hi, welcome to HH Today this morning, or afternoon, I should say. You know, a few weeks ago, I wrote about my experience at the Albany Public Library, where I had watched television and had heard mention of a book by the author Amity Shlaes about Calvin Coolidge. Here's the book. And I was impressed how I was able to get a hold of that book at the Albany Public Library, even though it was on a weekend, within just half an hour of me asking for it and then going in and getting it. And so I've been reading Amity Shlaes' book called about Calvin Coolidge, our 30th president. And one of the things that impressed me about Coolidge was what was said about him when he was running for election. In 1909, he was running for mayor of the city of Northampton in Massachusetts. He won that election by 107 votes, not by much, but that much. And afterwards, he wrote to his opponents, and he wrote to him saying, "My most serious regret at the election is that you cannot share the entire pleasure in the result with me." And Amity Shlaes, the author, writes, "That characteristic, the Coolidge habit of staying friendly, was beginning to win notice." One of the papers there said this about him after that election: "There is one thing we like about Coolidge," said the paper, and that was the Hampshire Gazette. "There is one thing we like about Coolidge. He does not say anything about the other candidate." Well, as I was reading that, I thought this might be kind of useful advice for candidates today. Here we are in June, several months from the general election, and Oregon watchers of television have been seeing a commercial by Senator Jeff Merkley, which he says he is proud to have authored, in which he attacks his Republican opponent, Dr. Monica Waby, and attacks her on what seemed to me to be spurious grounds. He says that she would be in favor of, for example, exporting jobs to other countries, and that this is the Republican agenda, and she's fully in line with that. Well, it seems to me to be kind of a groundless attack, but in any case, the ad is seriously slamming Dr. Waby several months before the election, and this is the only commercial related to the election that is on television now. And it seems to me kind of unseemly. Well, I know it's politics, but still seems to me to be kind of unseemly for Merkley to be attacking his opponent in that manner this early. And it seems to me also that it would be helpful for him and every other candidate this election cycle and every other election to keep Calvin Coolidge's advice in mind. Don't say anything bad about the other guy or the other candidate. Just sell yourself as best as you can. Now, this particular commercial by Senator Merkley might be an indication that he's pretty worried about the result. And, well, he might be. I mean, he has certain things he has to be defensive about as well. So we'll see how that turns out. But in any case, I was gratified to see in this book by about Calvin Coolidge by Amity Shlaes this reference about how to run a good campaign, a winning campaign in Coolidge's case. That might be something to keep in mind. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. I'm Hasso Herring, and this is HH Today.